Hello, and welcome to the BS Trivia Show. I'm your host, Sam, joined by my co-host, Brendan.
Hello. Did you want me to say anything more than that?
I was giving you space to be fresh.
Okay.
Speaking of fresh, this is a game of bar-style trivia, with 4 standard rounds and a music round with 8 questions each. Each question is worth 1 point. The music round is worth 2 points, 1 for the song title and 1 for the artist. And finally, we have our BS section, which stands for bonus and stuff. This will contain a question worth 2 points, for a grand total of 50 points. Our bonus question today is brought to you by Mr. BS himself.
He finally got it to us.
Thank you, Mr. BS. We'll get to him later. Also, the number of times we're going to say BS today, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Kicking us off with round 1 will be me. Brendan, how do you feel about dinosaurs?
Pretty cool. I have not watched Jurassic Park recently. I feel kind of behind. To be fair, it took me a long time to see it the first time, so I don't feel too bad about having not seen it in a minute. But
have you read the book?
I've not read the book. No. Probably should. Probably should get around to that at some point. But
we'll see if that'll affect you on one of these questions. Anyway, let's get it started with question number 1. What dinosaur is known for having the worst encephalization quotient? That means the smallest brain relative to body size. Question number 2. Which continents have dinosaur bones been found on? Question number 3. The word dinosaur comes from the Greek words dinos and saurus, meaning what, respectively? Question number 4. Dinosaurs lived during the Mesozoic era, which spanned from approximately 252 to 66 million years ago. This era is further divided into 3 periods: the Triassic, Jurassic, and what third period? Question number 5. Who wrote the book Jurassic Park? Question number 6. Speaking of Jurassic Park, the film would not have been possible without the dinosaur renaissance, which was a highly specified scientific revolution in what decade that led to a renewed academic and popular interest in dinosaurs? Question number 7. What dinosaur had the strongest bite of any land animal that has ever lived? Its bite force could reach 35,000 newtons, which is enough to crush a car. For comparison, a human's bite force is around 300 newtons. What dinosaur was that? And finally, question number 8. What dinosaur's name means thunder lizard? Give you a couple of seconds. Stay very still. It sees movement, which is actually a false claim. The Tyrannosaurus Rex would absolutely murder you. All right, Brendan, how do you feel? Did you survive?
nah, man, I feel like that guy in the porta potty. Like that's what just happened to me. This is not.
I was once at this, like, I don't remember what it was. I just remember it was like some funtivity. They're like, oh, you have to make a diorama. And I'm like, oh, great. And like the other group got this like disco dance bar, and we got Jurassic Park. And so we made that scene with the porta potties, but we had Peeps, the Easter candy. And so it was just like a peep ripped in half with a giant T-Rex eating it. It was great.
That's awesome. Did you guys win?
We won. Yeah, we used licorice. Licorice is you can imagine what we used licorice as.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was
nice.
Truly great. Speaking of great, let's get into our questions, starting with answer to question number 1. What dinosaur is known for having the worst encephalization quotient? That means the smallest brain relative to body size. That would be the Stegosaurus. Its brain was about the size of a walnut, and it was a very large dinosaur. Also, word of the day, encephalization.
It's about how I feel right now, having a low encephalization quotient.
Question number 2. Which continents have dinosaur bones been found on? The correct answer is all of them. or 7? If you said 8, you're wrong, but we will accept all of them. Answer to question number 3. The word dinosaur comes from the Greek words dinos, meaning fearfully great, and saurus, meaning lizard. So you needed to say fearfully great or great, and then lizard.
What about big? Is big an acceptable?
Don't think we're gonna count that.
It's not great. So yeah, all right, that's fine.
Did you say
Hey,
lizard?
I got lizard. I put big lizard. I should have thought more like a Greek science words. I should have looked for great.
Yeah, that'll be a like dinos, like is really close to like deity. Like
Yeah, it makes sense.
you get like a preseason 70-yard field goal. Like cool, good job,
Yeah,
but doesn't
yeah.
actually mean anything. Shout out to Cam Little though. All right, the answer to question number 4. So dinosaurs lived during the Mesozoic era, which spanned from approximately 252 to 66 million years ago, which had 3 periods: the Triassic, the Jurassic, and the Cretaceous period. The Cretaceous period was sort of like the peak, you know? It had the Triceratops, it had the T-Rex, and then it had the asteroid killing all of them, most likely. Allegedly the asteroid that killed all of them. The Cretaceous period, not the Jurassic. Speaking of Jurassic, though, the author of the book, our answer to question number 5, would be Michael Crichton, or Crichton. It's a fantastic book. I would it's my top 10 probably all time. It's so good. Also, the movies are great too. Nothing against the movies. Speaking of the movies, answer to question number 6 would not have been possible without the dinosaur renaissance, which, you know, had the revolution, people coming back to it. That was in the decade, the 1960s. One cool fact about the movies from this is the movie's most controversial thing is that they don't do a lot of accuracy things right with dinosaurs. Like, dinosaurs were most likely feathered. They may have behaved differently, but they actually got a lot of their behaviors right. They got their tails right. One of the things you might not think of until I point this out is that they portrayed dinosaurs as warm-blooded in the films, which you can tell because of when the velociraptor breathes on the door, there's moisture there, which is what happens when you're a warm-blooded creature.
Interesting.
Breathing out. So that when they're in like the fridge area and you can see the vapor coming out, that's because they're warm-blooded creatures. All right, let's go with a little more fun one. Question number 7. The answer for that one: what dinosaur had the strongest bite of any land animal that has ever existed? Massive bite force, enough to crush a car, much bigger than a human's. That would be, of course, the king of the dinosaurs, the T-Rex. Just something about the T-Rex having the strongest bite of any animal just like feels good, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you've watched recent Jurassic Park movies, they're always trying to like one-up it. Like, it's like, oh, the T-Rex isn't good enough anymore. Yeah. We got to have this Indominus whatever Rex or whatever. It's the T-Rex.
He's still
sick.
the goat.
It's a great dinosaur. It is one of the most fearsome predators that has ever been on this planet, and it can crush a car with its teeth. So if you have a Jeep with plexiglass, wouldn't work.
T-Rex is the Tom Brady of dinosaurs. Can't confirm.
I'm not going to die on that hill. And finally, speaking of goats, what dinosaur's name means thunder lizard? Our answer to question number 8, that would be the Brontosaurus. So Bronto literally translates to thunder. Thunder lizard. So Brendan, how did you do?
Not good. That was a 3 out of 8 for me.
Wow. It's been a long time since I've given you a hard round like that.
Yeah, that was far from my best work. Definitely could have cleaned up a few of these, put the 70s instead of the 60s. That was a big mistake on my part. Should have thought like, oh, well, okay, then in the next year later they made a movie about it. No, like they would wait a while.
Yeah, one of the like predominant scientists from that movement actually was a consultant on the movie.
That's very cool. Nice. Do you know what other movie Steven Spielberg made in that year?
Was it E.T.?
No. Much worse. Worse.
Much worse.
Schindler's List. He was making Schindler's List at the same time he was making Jurassic Park. He said it was like the worst year of his life because he would go from like imaginary dinosaurs, like fun adventure movie, to like, you know, this horrible history of his people. He's Jewish, so it's like this is like my ancestors went through this horrible suffering. It's like crazy that he like went through that, but you know, he made 2 incredible films because he's one of the best directors to ever do it. So I'm burning one of our 2 shout-outs. Shout out Steven Spielberg.
All right.
Yeah, not my best work, 3 out of 8, but that was a fun run. That was a really good run. Learned some new stuff about dinosaurs. Great lizards, not just big lizards, great lizards. There's a difference. Well,
Fearfully great.
Fearfully great. Even beyond just great. Fearfully great. That brings us to my round. Speaking of being fearful and being a hard round, I chose to do a round about a game that is near and dear to my heart. That's right. I'm doing another pop culture round. Deal with it. Today we're going to be talking about Skyrim. For those of you unfamiliar with Skyrim, it was a very popular Bethesda-produced role-playing game. It came out in like 2011 was the initial release. Yeah. Man, just a super fun game. You run around in like Viking times and you know, you can do a bunch of stuff and fight dragons and all sorts of cool stuff. You might learn a thing or two about the game in these questions. But with that being said, let's get started with question 1. What 2 groups are locked in civil war during the main questline of Skyrim? Question 2. What are the 3 dragon language words that lead to the shout, unrelenting force? Question 3. What is the name of the currency in Skyrim? Question 4. What is the name of the dragon that helps the Dragonborn learn additional shouts to defeat Alduin? Question 5. What is the name of the cat-like people in Skyrim? Question 6. What is the first settlement that the Dragonborn is told to reach following the attack on Helgen Keep? Question 7. How many different versions of Skyrim have been released? This includes remasters, special editions, etc. And finally, question 8. Who is the horse thief that was captured with the Dragonborn, Ralof, and Ulfric Stormcloak in the intro? Give you a few seconds, maybe open your inventory. You need a bunch of cheese wheels and lettuce. All right, Sam. How do you feel? Big fan of Skyrim?
Max 2, minimum 1.
Okay, minimum 1. I can respect that. All right.
If I pull 3, I'm going to celebrate really hard.
I hope you do. I hope you get 3, Sam. Let's jump into those answers. So, answer 1, what 2 groups are locked in civil war during the main questline of Skyrim? That is the Imperials and the Stormcloaks. So there was a bit of a hint at the end with Ulfric Stormcloak. He's the leader of the Stormcloaks. But yeah, that's the main combat throughout the whole game. There are other like quest lines, there are side quests and all sorts of stuff like that, but primary thing is the Stormcloaks and the Imperials. All right, question 2. What are the 3 dragon language words that lead to the shout unrelenting force? So any good Skyrim player will tell you shouts are some of the best things you can get. There are a bunch of them. They do all sorts of different things for you. The main one, the first one you actually start learning is Fusroda. Fusroda. Force, balance, push. It just is a shout, and the guy that you're talking to goes flying backwards. It's pretty fun. It's fun to run around and do that to civilians in the game. Question 3. What is the name of the currency in Skyrim? That is the Septim. That is named after Tiber Septim, who is the emperor of the empire. Question 4. The name of the dragon that helps the Dragonborn learn additional shouts to defeat Alduin. That is Paarthurnax. Paarthurnax. That's a fun one to spell. It's Paarthurnax. Not Craig, Sam. Not Craig, unfortunately.
Craig.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool character. Yeah, the voice actor for Paarthurnax is Charles Martinet, who you might also know as the guy who voices Mario from the Super Mario Brothers. Yeah, he's the original Mario voice. Showed up in the Super Mario Bros. Movie even. On to question number 5. The cat-like people in Skyrim are called the Khajiit. The Khajiit.
Bless you.
Yes, thank you. On to question number 6. The first settlement that the Dragonborn is told to reach following the attack on Helgen Keep at the very start of the game, pretty much the first place most people go, is Riverwood. That is Riverwood. Yeah, there's a little love triangle going on there. Right up the way is Bleak Falls Barrow, the first like real dungeon you get to clear out. Yeah, fun area of the game. There's some good stuff going on there. On to question number 7. There are 7 different versions of Skyrim that have been released. I will go through them for you. There's the original release, the Legendary Edition, the Special Edition release for the Switch, VR, Skyrim Alexa. So on your Alexa, like Amazon Alexa, you can like actually play a version of Skyrim. I think it's like a choose your own adventure type thing, but pretty crazy. And then finally the Anniversary Edition. So, yeah, the little tie-in. I've been meaning to do this for a while. The question 7, the answer is the number 7. Pretty fun. Question number 8. Who is the horse thief that was captured with the Dragonborn, Rayloff, and Ulfric Stormcloak in the intro? That is Lokir. Lokir, the horse thief. Yeah, you watch him get functionally gunned down at the start of the game. Pretty tough. Sam, speaking of pretty tough, how'd you do?
That was a 1 of 8.
1 of 8. All right, which one did you get?
I got Fusro. I thought there were like 14 versions of Skyrim now. I thought it was way higher than 8.
Yeah,
or 7.
So the thing that I found said 7. Everything that I found a couple different like answers, but the most consistent number I found was 7, and I looked. I did my own like what I wanted to count, and 7 was the like full blown releases that seemed like that were worth counting. 1 of 8. Not our best work, not our worst work.
So I've been getting some feedback that I'm not good at music rounds, which, you come on here and do it live and see how hard it is, and then you can talk trash. So only Joey and Brendan right now can talk trash.
Yeah, Sam, you're so good at music rounds. Yeah.
So for this week, I was gonna wait to host music again and do a fun mashup round, but fine. Brendan will do it because you people keep coming at me for my music round. So you know what? We're doing music round. And guess what? There's no theme. JK, there's a theme. That's in parentheses because the theme is songs with parentheses in the title. And those are not features. They're like extensions of the song title most of the time.
Yeah. So
Brennan, how are you feeling about this?
I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I do love a good parentheses song title. I know you've let me in on a little secret on a few of them. Not like a giveaway, but just like a little like, hey, here's what to be looking for. That was about like 5 minutes before we started recording, so I have no way to like go and cheat. So, and I wouldn't cheat in trivia. I don't want to imply that I cheat ever. I don't. Scout's honor. I'm an Eagle Scout. I can say that. Two episodes in a row I've brought that up. Let's go. New record.
All right, well, let's get into no theme, but there is a theme. Song 1.
The dopamine races through his brain on a 6-lane Texas highway. His hands so.
Song 2. Song 3.
Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl.
Song 4. Song 5.
I know what it means. You don't have to be so mean. If you want to leave, why don't you go right?
Song 6. Song 7.
My things and I walk home alone, but you keep my old scarf from that very first week. 'Cause it rem-
Song 8.
Could you ever even try? I don't wanna tiptoe, but I don't wanna hide.
Give everyone a couple seconds while Brendan stresses his brain out here. So, Brendan, how you feeling?
Man. Not
Good.
Not ideal. not my best.
It's hard. It's hard, isn't it?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to place a name. I like have it. I didn't look when you pulled it back up either. I have the other guy's name, but I can't think of that either.
I turned out really well, right?
Golly, that was really good. Frustratingly good. Oh my gosh, what's his name?
So Brendan clearly did not know all of them. However, while he thinks, I'm going to take this opportunity to share someone who might know all of them. This is a little special thing. We'd like to dedicate this episode to Macy and Brian, who are getting married this week when this episode comes out. All of our rounds are based on stuff they're interested in. If they were not good subjects, blame Jack and Kathleen. Don't blame us. Every song was pulled off of Macy's Spotify in a playlist somewhere. So Macy, I hope you went 8 of 8, 16 of 16. And thank you for having just honestly great song options. This was a great round. All right, Brendan, that's enough time though. Let's start getting into it. Starting off with, you ready?
Yep.
Song 1 was I Can Fix Him, then in parentheses, No Really I Can, by Taylor Swift.
I didn't need to lift a finger. I can fix it. No, really, I can.
Finally got those Taylor Swift songs on here. Song 2 was I'm Not Okay, and then in parentheses, I Promise, by My Chemical Romance.
I'm not okay, Sam. I'm not okay with not getting that.
You missed that one? Oh, I thought
missed
that was
that
a
one.
lock for you. I thought it
No,
was a lock for you.
I had freaking Paramore and All Time Low written down. I did not think of MCR at all. I'm embarrassed. This
Well,
one I did
maybe you
get.
can relax at Copacabana, and then in parentheses, at the Copa.
We're at the Copacabana, the hottest spot north of Havana.
Song number 4 would be Send My Love, in parentheses, To Your New Lover, by Adele.
Send my love to your new lover. Treat her better.
Song number 5 would be Au revoir, in parentheses, Adios, by The Front Bottoms. That song has been stuck in my head all day. It is a great song. Song number 6, going a little country here with Luke Bryan's Country Girl, in parentheses, Shake It For Me.
Country girl, shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me, girl. Shake it for me.
Song number 7 is perhaps the one where Macy may have figured it out. That would be All Too Well, then in parentheses, 10-minute version, then in parentheses, Taylor's version, then also in parentheses, From the Vault, by, you guessed it, Taylor Swift.
It was rare. I was there. I remember it all too well.
And then finally, rounding out our round is We Can't Be Friends, in parentheses, Wait for Your Love, by Ariana Grande.
We can't be friends. kitten.
All right, Brendan, how did you do there?
You know,
We pulled in the ringer. What did he bat?
I did fine. I got 10 of 16. I remembered Luke Bryan at like the last second. I was like, dang, who is this guy? And then I remembered. And then I got Shake It like at the last second. I was like, oh, it's Country Girl.
Which one did you miss?
I missed 2 entirely, and that was the MCR one. Just did not, that intro did nothing for me. I had Paramore and All Time Low written down. Didn't have a song. It's like,
That was the intro to the song. I thought that would make it easier.
No, that got nothing for me. I would have had to hear the "I'm Not Okay" part to like get who that. A lot of my like ability to get musicians is off of singing, off of like vocals. So hearing purely instrumentals does throw me
So the
off
Luke Bryan part, I was hoping that one.
It was good.
That one's
I got there,
impossible
though.
to not get if I didn't play that one part.
Yeah. I like went through the song. I was like, okay, something about Daddy's Tractor. Tailgate is somewhere in there. And I had my mind, Rain. Rain is a good thing. I said thing accidentally. Not even trying to.
Super country.
And so from there I was like, okay, this is a different Luke Bryan song. I know it's not Rain. And then the other one I missed was the front bottom song. I had written Nothing by Hobo Johnson because I was thinking of nothing, and the only person whose vocals I remotely could hear was Hobo Johnson.
Have you heard that song before?
I don't think so. I'll have to give it a listen. It sounded good. I enjoy that style of music.
I had never heard it before, which some people, since you've never heard it, my wife has never heard it. I'm like, that's when I heard it. It's been stuck in my head all day. I'm gonna play us out on it because it's just a good song, Au revoir. But it's only 1 minute and 48 seconds. It's a nice, short, sweet song. Get you there. Shout out to the front bottoms user second one.
And then I got the Ariana Grande and Taylor Swift songs, the front, top and bottom of that round. I just got the artist, not the song title. Yeah.
Well done.
Rest of this, though. That was a good round. That was a fun one. Definitely a fun kind of pull. And, yeah, obviously, using a third, I'm going over our quota of shout-outs. Shout out to Brian and Macy. Congratulations, you guys. Very exciting.
Yes, hopefully you guys do well in this episode, unlike we are. I don't know. We'll see if we can bring it back. But
yeah,
our next round, speaking of rain being a good thing, speaking of the non-good part of that, we've got tornadoes. Very cool weather phenomenon. I don't think I've ever been through an actual... I've been close to some tornadoes, but I've never gotten the chance to see one, which is not a bad thing. You, Brendan, any experience with the NATOs?
We had that one tornado that blew through Cincinnati a couple years back, like when I was like a couple years back. That's the Midwesterner in me talking. It was probably like 9 or 10 years ago, maybe even longer than that, that blew down a tree. But it was like leftover winds from a hurricane. It wasn't even a tornado. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually seen a tornado like roll through an area. Would be cool to go storm chasing at some point. That is definitely like that'd be neat. My brother's always had seen that. So I have not seen Twister.
Have you seen
I've not seen either the original, the new one. I haven't seen any of them. I need to now that Superman. I know Superman's in the second one. I'll have to check that out. So.
He's super unlikable in Twisters.
That's every clip I see of him is like he's just this huge D-bag, and it's like, man, I wish you'd get sucked up into it, and then Superman can come and save you. You know,
in Kansas.
All
right, well, let's get it started. Let's see if we can upgrade from a watch to a warning on these tornadoes, depending on what state you live in. Sometimes it flips. Would have been a good question.
Yeah, that would have.
Maybe if I was a better host. That's all right.
Oh, well.
Starting off with question number 1. What was the largest tornado in recorded history? Well, it was not the strongest. It goes down as the biggest with a width of 2.6 miles. What city and state was it located in? Question number 2. What is the area of the United States that produces tornadoes nicknamed? Question number 3. What is a tornado over water called? Question number 4. If a tornado does not appear to be moving, what direction is it going? Question number 5. Tornadoes are categorized using the Enhanced Fujita Scale, EF scale, which ranges from EF0 to EF5, with EF0 being the weakest and EF5 being the most destructive. How fast of winds does a tornado need to have to be an EF5? Question number 6. Sticking with speed, the fastest tornado, the 1999 Bridge Creek Moore tornado in Oklahoma, reached what terrifying yet slightly satisfying top speed? Question number 7. Starting off as a funnel cloud and then transitioning into a tornado, at what point does a funnel cloud officially become a tornado? Question number 8. What year, known for F. Scott Fitzgerald's Great Gatsby, did the deadliest tornado in U.S. history, the Tri-State Tornado, occur? Give you a couple of seconds. All right, Brendan, how'd you do? Did we have a touchdown?
Well, I do have that written down as one of my answers, so maybe that's right. It's not right? Okay, then not great.
Maybe. Well, tornadoes aren't great, so that's okay.
True.
All right, starting off with question number 1. What was the largest tornado in recorded history? Well, it was not the strongest. It goes down as the biggest, being 2.6 miles wide. That was located in El Reno, Oklahoma, but if you said Oklahoma City, I will accept it. Question number 2. What area of the United States produces tornadoes the most? What's its nicknamed? It's called Tornado Alley. And fun fact, it produces around 70% of the world's tornadoes.
The world's?
The world's.
That's crazy.
75% of the tornadoes in the world are in the U.S.
That makes sense. I feel like you never hear about, you never hear British people going, oh, a tornado came through.
Oh, save the queen. Yeah, they do happen in Europe in some places. Sometimes in South America. Australia gets a bunch, but in the open spaces where no one lives, and then Asia gets some as well.
Yeah. I feel like you have to have a decent amount of land mass to get a tornado.
Japan does get some, but yeah, it's much more common in, again, 75% of the worlds are in the US and then 70%. What is a tornado over water called?
So my guess for that is, because I could not think, I'm pretty sure I know the actual answer. My guess is a sharknado, obviously. Picks up the sharks.
Not correct.
Dang.
So that would be a water spout.
Oh, shoot.
So this one I've did some research over this one because I was actually sent this question by someone who's not going to get a shout out because they sent me typhoon as the answer, which is wrong. That's a hurricane in the eastern hemisphere. So, but a water spout, they do happen, and these ones happen in Australia a lot off the coast there, actually. But there's a really cool video of one on Lake Erie. So the fun thing about these ones is, A, they don't need bad weather to form. They can form in good weather. And the other thing is that this is actually where we probably get a lot of myths and legends for monsters from. Because what happens is a tornado forms and it's literally pulling the water up, and there's a recorded sea captain's account of it looping. It makes a little loop and then keeps going up. There's drawings. It's terrifying. I will have Brendan put the link to the Facebook video. I don't normally like Facebook videos, but the water spout over Lake Erie is super cool, and I'm going to send it to Brendan to watch after this. Again, very cool. Would recommend looking those up. There's a 20-minute YouTube little documentary about it. Very cool. Water spouts. Question number 4. If a tornado does not appear to be moving, what direction is it going? So this is some safety advice. It's coming towards you. So take shelter. If it's moving in any other direction, it could be coming towards you slightly, but if it doesn't look like it's moving, probably seek some shelter. Moving on to question number 5. In EF5, little tie-in there, the strongest tornado has winds over 200 miles per hour, which is kind of low considering how fast they can get. Moving on to the answer to question number 6, the fastest tornado, the Bridge Creek Moore tornado in 1999, reached the terrifying yet slightly satisfying speed of 321 miles per hour. The fun fact about that one is they say those were sustained winds. Like, it wasn't gusting, it was sustained at 321. Question number 7. When does a funnel cloud officially become a tornado? So the answer is when it touches the ground, so touchdown. So if this is what you said touchdown for, that is correct.
This is what I said touchdown for.
Question number 8. What year, known for F. Scott Fitzgerald's Great Gatsby, did the deadliest tornado in U.S. history, the Tri-State tornado, occur? So that would be 1925. It was 961 deaths, I believe. It hit like Illinois, Missouri, and one of the other states that's in there. Tornadoes are a cool round, very fun. Recommend checking out Water Spout Myths and Legends. Moving back to touchdowns, Brendan, sounds like you've got a cool round for us today.
Yeah, I do have a sports round for us. First, to let viewers at home know, I went 3 of 8 on that round. Not my best work. Again, this has been a tough episode for us, but the sports round this week, speaking of touchdowns, yes, is all about the Cincinnati Bengals. My favorite team, as evidenced by this dope football I got. Big Bengals fans over here.
And so is the happy couple.
So that leads us into our sports round today, which is Bengals history. So, Sam, how do you feel about Bengals history?
I'm feeling like I'll do pretty well. I've got a very nice decanter here from the Hall of Fame with a certain person's signature that I won't say in case he's an answer. But
he is an answer, yes. I have a piece of memorabilia from another answer that is also in the Hall of Fame. Let's jump into this Bengals round that we're hoping Brian and Macy should do pretty well on. I think they will. Let's jump into it. Question 1. What was the first season the Cincinnati Bengals played in the NFL? Question 2. What was the name of the stadium the Bengals shared with the Cincinnati Reds from 1970 to 1999? Question 3. What then ACC, now Big Ten school, did Boomer Esiason attend for college? Question 4. Name the 2 Bengals players in the Hall of Fame. Question 5. What legendary Bengals coach is quoted as saying, "You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati," and is credited with the invention of the no-huddle offense? Question 6. Who was the first Bengal to lead the AFC in receiving yards 2 years in a row? Question 7. Who leads the Bengals in all-time points scored? Here's a hint. He was one of 5 players to be on the roster for both Bengals Super Bowls in the 80s. And finally, question 8. Which Bengals running back set the single-game rushing record in 2000 with 278 yards? Give you a few seconds to try and hit a game winner there. All right, let's jump into those answers there. We got the answer to question 1, the first season the Cincinnati Bengals played in the NFL. While they were formed in 1967, technically, they did not play in their first season until 1968. You'll see pictured here, actually, in an answer to a later question, you'll see Paul Brown standing next to a later answer that I'll call back in a second. Question 2. What was the name of the stadium the Bengals shared with the Cincinnati Reds from 1970 to 1999? That is Riverfront Stadium. Riverfront Stadium. I don't think I ever actually went into the stadium. I don't think it was demolished until a couple years after 2002, but like the Reds stopped using it in 2002. But yeah, the Bengals had stopped using it in the going into the 2000 season when they built Paul Brown, now Paycor Stadium. Moving on to question number 3. What then ACC, now Big Ten school did Boomer Esiason attend for college? That is Maryland. He was a Terrapin. Great quarterback, went to a Super Bowl, won MVP in 1988, led the Bengals to the 1989 Super Bowl. With the help of the answers to one of the answers to question number 4. The 2 Bengal players in the Hall of Fame are Anthony Munoz and Ken Riley. So Anthony Munoz, one of the best left tackles of all time, just absolutely elite player. Sam has the decanter from him. And then Ken Riley, I have a little coaster here on my desk from when he was inducted because I went up to the Hall of Fame shortly after he got in. 2 great players, Plenty more Bengals that should be in. Paul Brown was in the Hall of Fame before he coached for the Bengals, so he's not in there with the Bengals organization technically. On to question number 5. What legendary Bengals coach is quoted as saying, "You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati"? He's also credited with the invention of the no-huddle offense. That is Sam Wyche. Sam Wyche was also pictured in the answer to question number 1. He's the one wearing number 14 there in that picture with Paul Brown. Not the best player, but a great coach. Led the Bengals to the 89 Super Bowl with Anthony Munoz and Boomer Esiason on that team. Anthony Munoz also one of the guys to play on both Super Bowl rosters. Pretty cool there. Moving on to answer number 6, though, a guy who unfortunately never got to play in the Super Bowl for the Bengals. That is the first Bengal to lead the AFC in receiving yards 2 years in a row, Chad Ochocinco or Chad Johnson. Either is acceptable. There's only 3 things that are sure in life: death, taxes, and 85 always going to be open. Moving on to answer number 7. The leader of the Bengals in all-time points scored with over 1,100 points. He was one of the 5 players to be on the roster for both Super Bowls in the 80s. That is Jim Breach. Jim Breach. Actually, fun personal fact, Jim Breach is my friend Noah's grandpa. Jim Breach, absolutely legendary kicker for the Bengals. His all-time points scored for our franchise is probably not getting touched anytime soon. He's pretty far up there. McPherson is number 6 on the list. He's got plenty of wiggle room there. Speaking of records, and unfortunately now broken records, which Bengals running back set the single-game rushing record in 2000 with 278 yards? That is Corey Dillon. Corey Dillon. Great Bengals running backs wearing number 28. Love you, Joe Mixon. That record has since been broken by Adrian Peterson. He broke it in the 2007 season with 296 yards in one game. Some fun Bengals history there. Sam, how did you do on Bengals trivia?
Did make the 2-point conversion, did not get the field goal, so 2 out of 8.
Tough. 2 out of 8.
I said Maryland. I said Maryland, and I crossed it out and put Rutgers. Rutgers was Big East. Rutgers was Big East. I knew Rutgers moved into the Big Ten, and then as soon as you said, I said Maryland, I'm like, maybe, and then I'm like, no, I know Rutgers wasn't in it, and then as soon as you said, I'm like, no, Rutgers was in the Big East. But I got Riverfront. I was 3 years off on the year. I said 1965. Riverfront, which I have been to. My parents have a set of the seats from Riverfront, so they're covered in like vines in our backyard. And then I got Anthony Munoz, but I missed Ken Riley.
Dang, that's
and
tough.
then I didn't get the coach. I got Ocho Cinco or Chad Johnson. Have you ever had Ocho Cinco's, the cereal he made?
Ooh, I don't think I ever did. No. Do they still? They don't still make those, do they?
They're probably on eBay for like $100 or something.
They're probably stale as crap.
Yeah, they were stale to begin with.
That's fair.
And missed the running back and the kicker. So 2 out of 8.
2 out of 8.
You're gonna have to save us with the bonus.
Yes, I am gonna have to save us with the bonus.
Bonus today is from Mr. BS himself. Brendan, I think you'll get this one. People who are listening, this is usually a pretty good NFL trivia fact to know. So most logos and most NFL logos face to the right. However, there's one NFL logo that faces to the left. What logo is it? So, Brendan, what's the correct answer here?
So the correct answer is, I believe, the Philadelphia Eagles. So that way the feathers on the back of the eagle make an E.
Yes, Mr. BS himself was very proud of the fact that it makes the E one of his favorite facts. So yes, it was the Eagles, only one facing to the left.
Yep.
Our Super Bowl champions.
Super Bowl champions.
So, gives us a nice little boost there at the end to get that. What's our total score come out to in our?
Yeah, not great. Not actually probably our worst. At least in the new show for sure. That is 21 out of 50. 21 out of 50.
Wow.
So if you did better than that, please feel free to let us know. Kind of expected most people to do better than that. 21 out of 50 was pretty rough. I did not help us with the dinosaur round, and then the Skyrim round really dragged us down. So yeah, that was tough. But
I should have played more video games as a kid.
Yeah, you should have. Too busy
it.
being outside, having friends and stuff. Nah, should have been inside grinding. Then we would have done better in trivia, Sam.
It's true. Macy and Brian, we hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a lovely wedding week. You might be too busy to listen to this on your wedding week. I'm not going to make you listen to it, but I will send it to you to listen on your vacation for your honeymoon. So it's good plain trivia, also very fun. But besides that, also a special thanks to Jack and Kathleen, who helped come up with some of our round themes today for them. So special thanks to them, and special thanks to all of you.
Yes. And now you may notice Sam and I are wearing darker polos today. Sam, unfortunately, does not own the proper color polo, but we are recording this on the 2nd year anniversary of a movement started by our friend Austin Michael called Black Polo Tuesday. I'll put a little link to the GroupMe in the description on YouTube, on Spotify. Hey, also go check us out on YouTube if you want to see me and Sam. We're funny looking guys. Check us out over there. Keep listening on Spotify. But anyways, I'll put a link to the GroupMe if you want to join in. Just every Tuesday, bunch of people wearing black polos, sharing the love of wearing black polos. So yeah, I've got mine on. Sam has the closest thing he has on. Yeah, so shout out to the Black Polo Tuesday group.
So the other thing, Brendan, is I don't remember if this was in the old show or the new show, but we're coming into one of our future trivia predictions is who is the Browns' Week 1 starter?
True.
It's Joe Flacco.
That. It's Joe Flacco. I thought it was who's going to be the starter by the end of the year.
It might have been that. But we also said who was going to get cut.
So I think probably they're going to cut presumably at least 2 of these guys. My pick is, unfortunately, I think Dylan Gabriel's getting the axe.
You didn't like his quote of competitors, not entertainers?
I mean, that's a good quote, but he threw a pick 6 and had a fumble, even though he looked solid. That's just not going to look well with fans or with teammates or with front office people. So I think he's getting the axe. I would have to wager a guess that Kenny Pickett, he's getting cut. No offense to Kenny Pickett, 2-glove Kenny, and probably Tyler Huntley will. There's an outside chance that he gets axed as well. They'll work their way down to 3, having Flacco, Sanders, and Deshaun. So that's my prediction for what they're going to do with their QB room. That's what I would probably do if I were in. Well, no, I would cut Deshaun first. That's my first move. I don't care about the cap hit at this point. He's such an unpopular player. He's, sure he's injured, whatever. I have not, when he's been healthy, I have not seen the upside to justify the paycheck. Cut your losses, move on, deal with it.
I'm going to disagree slightly with you, which is good. I agree that they will keep the same guy. I think they'll keep Gabriel though. I think he is cheap enough, and Deshaun doesn't count against their roster numbers right now to where they will have Flacco and then the 2 rookies, because Pickett hasn't even played. So even though Gabriel didn't do great, he's
shown
much
flashes.
cheaper. He's much cheaper.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
And he's got the entertainers versus competitors. It's a good quote. It's like,
It's a
all
good
right,
quote.
yeah,
It's a
like
good quote.
we like that. Kenny Pickett hasn't done anything that I've
No.
seen in a quote. And it's like Dylan Gabriel's a guy where we love him more than most.
True.
Just with
True.
our personal connection with people that know him, but
Yep.
he's not going to be a starter, no, but like
No.
he's a good backup, good
He's a
glue
great
guy.
depth chart guy. Yeah.
He can come in and do some stuff. So
Absolutely.
I like keeping him. There's a quarterback that's on the trade block right now, like teams are calling for him. Jameis. Jameis is back. People are trying to
I
get
believe
him.
it. I believe it.
Because
I think
Russ doing good, and then Dart is looking
I
pretty
mean, yeah,
good.
Jackson Dart. That is another, like, not necessarily a stacked quarterback room, but like a full quarterback room, I think is the best way to phrase it. They've got a lot of high ceiling guys that you can pull out of there and like put onto a well structured roster. I think my top team, like looking for a quarterback right now, if I'm the Saints, I'm calling every single team and just saying, do you have anyone that you want? Give me a
Saints
name
are
on my roster that you want, and give me a quarterback you're willing to give me for him. I'm calling every single team.
The Saints are, and then the Raiders are not going to – they have Geno, but their depth chart is bad.
Yeah, but they'd make a move for like a Tyler Huntley or a Kenny Pickett guy. They're not going to make a move for and they'll probably just wait for one of them to get cut and just pick them up off.
But
the
can you
free
imagine
agency?
Jameis in Vegas, which I'm already
Jameis in-
excited for him in New York.
Now, to be fair, I was really excited for Gardner Minshew in Vegas, and that did not work well at all, unfortunately. He
They're
looked
bad.
Yeah, he's still the cover for one of my favorite playlists I've ever made. It's all like yacht rock songs. And it's the picture of him in like aviators out front of the Raiders facility. As far as teams that are going to call for quarterbacks is definitely Saints. I could see the Raiders. The Seahawks still have Drew Lock, right? He's still their number 2.
Seahawks, yeah.
It's Sam Darnold and then Drew Lock, yeah. I think the Colts also could use an improvement in the quarterback room, but I don't think they're going to make a move to
I'm all in on this Colts quarterback room.
all
Not
in on
being
Daniel
good,
Jones.
but being entertaining.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson is fun to watch. Danny Dimes is fun to watch.
Anthony
The
Richardson's
Giants
fun
made
to
him
watch when he
so
doesn't
lame.
Sub himself. The Giants did make
Yeah.
how New York made Daniel Jones lamer than he was at Duke. I'll never understand, but they did it.
All right. Well, I think we're about at time. We appreciate you guys listening. We appreciate all you listening, and we hope you all have a great day. And Brendan, what should they do?
They should stay hydrated. Bye, everybody.
They should. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.